Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Last week we were 3-0 with a push on the money picks. The avalanche is coming. Let's get to the Thanksgiving Day games. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. Let's eat this turkey. Let's get this money. First game, we got the Buffalo Bills at the Detroit Lions. Right now, it's Bills minus 9.5. I got the Bills to win, but I got the Lions to cover. There is just something about this Lions team. Last week, we were completely isolated on an island when we picked the Lions to win and to cover in the Meadowlands against the Giants. And look at what the Lions did. I think this Lions offense is a big reason why I got them to cover. Their run game, their play action game, and St. Brown, he always seems to be open. One thing that I am a little bit worried about with the Buffalo Bills is they got 4 or 5 players, first stringers, injured on defense still. I think the Lions can take advantage of that. I think the Lions can come out in this spot and play with a ton of grit. I'm not saying the Lions are going to win this game money line because the Bills just have too much damn explosion, but the Lions will keep this close. It will keep America on the edge of their seat. I'm looking at this Bills offense and listen, we know the Lions defense, they can't cover anyone, and I agree there. But at least with Hutchinson and Kaminsky, they're getting a better and more consistent pass rush. Aaron Glenn is switching things up, and I think the Lions will be able to eke out a few stops here. I'm not saying Josh Allen is going to be held under 30 points, but I do think the Lions maybe get a turnover, maybe get a stop here, just to keep the game close. And one thing about this Lions run game, why it's so important for them to cover, is you got to keep Josh Allen on that bench. You got to run it with Swift. You got to run it with Williams, and you got to keep the Bills offense off the field. That's a big part of it. And I do want to say something about this Bills offense. Josh Allen's great. Stephon Diggs is great, but am I the only one who feels like the rest of the pieces are a bit overrated? Gabriel Davis, overrated. Isaiah McKenzie, overrated. Dawson Knox, overrated. And I feel like the Lions will just be able to cook some stuff up. I'm not saying the Lions defense is going to play good. I'm not in crazy world or anything, but they get enough stops to keep this close. 9.5 is a lot. And also, with the Bills, they fly into Detroit Saturday through a snowstorm. They play Sunday, and then they fly back to Buffalo with a game in Detroit on Thursday. I think Detroit has a little bit of an edge here. Detroit covers. Bills win the game. Over, under 54. I'm going under. Now, I know normally when I say Detroit, you say over and you autistically hit the bet button. I get it, but I'm going under in this game. Like I said, I think the Lions defense just gets enough stops. And I don't see both teams getting to the 30s here. We have to remember how much 54 is in this day and age. I mean, if it was the Chiefs-Lions, then that would be a different story. But I'm going under this. I think their Lions are going to try to run it a lot. I think the Lions will have some long possessions. And unfortunately, one thing with the Lions that has been an issue is red zone offense. They kicked too many field goals. They didn't do it against the Giants, but we've seen that theme from them all year. That's a big reason why I'm going under. I see listen, when I look at this game, I see a 30-24 game, 27-24 type game. I'm going under the 54. Next game, NFC East. We got the New York Giants at the Dallas Cowboys. Giants are +9. Cowboys to win in the cover. Cowboys to win in the cover. Tell Cinderella to bring the stiletto back. And it's been fun with Dayball and all that, but we called the end of that. Detroit ended it. Detroit ended the illusions. Cowboys come in and they win this game by 2 touchdowns. Listen, when I look at this Giants team, I see a team that doesn't have a lot of dogs. I see a team that doesn't have a lot of explosion. When you play against the Dallas Cowboys, you have to stop the run and you have to be gritty against the run. I don't think they're going to be able to stop it. I think the Cowboys will be able to run for 150, 170 yards in this game. And I think the Cowboys understand this offense starts with running the rock, then play action. That's how they get the chunk plays. I'm looking at a Giants offense that, they looked confused last week against the Lions. Lions defense, they have their issues, but they made the Lions defense look good. I just think Daniel Jones, without Wan'Dale Robinson, he's out for the year. The defense is without Adoree Jackson for the year. I just think the Giants are fighting up a hill that they can't climb, and I do think the luck has ran out, so to speak. That's why I use the Cinderella reference. And this Giants defense has been so good in man-to-man coverage this year, but we saw against the Lions, they just couldn't keep up. Teams now have an answer for Martindale's scheme, and I think the Cowboys will have an answer for it. And I'm looking at this Giants offensive line. This is the part that worries me most about the Giants coming into this game. Like, the Cowboys defensive line isn't going to have kid gloves like they did against the Packers, using Micah Parsons as a nickel linebacker. No, he's going to be on the front line with Lawrence, with those nasty defensive tackles, and I just don't think the Giants get a run game going. Daniel Jones has been pretty good this year, but if he doesn't have a run game, Giants are going to get absolutely destroyed. Cowboys -9. I don't like the fundamentals of it, but I have to take it. Now the over-under in this game is 44.5. I'm going with a surprise over. I think the Cowboys offense does some work this game. And I don't think the Giants are a great dance partner to have for an over-under, but I think they'll be a proficient. Like, I think the Giants put up their 17, 20 points, and I see the Cowboys getting into the 30s here. That's why I like the over 44.5 Thanksgiving Day. Let's go to the night game. We got the New England Patriots hoodie at my Minnesota Vikings. Vikings are -3. Money, money, money. Money. Vikings winning the cover. Vikings in a bounce back situation. Just when everyone is jumping off the Vikings ship, we get on it. That's what we've done for 3 or 4 years here. People are off. We get on. We win the money. They lose the money. Listen. That was an absolute disastrous performance that the Vikings had against the Cowboys, but we have to understand they happen. The Vikings will be without Christian Darrisaw this week, and that makes me worried. But when you look at this Patriots offense, it's one of the worst offenses in this league. And I'm not even here to blame Matt Jones like other people are doing. I don't like the formations. I don't think the run game is all that good, even though people hype up the run game. Offensive line isn't all that good, and we certainly know the targets aren't the targets to create separation. Against the Vikings, we know the blueprint. You have to spread them out, and you have to throw it against them. And I don't think the Patriots are the team to do that. I've been talking about Zach Wilson all year, but Matt Jones might be worse than Zach Wilson if we factor in this whole year. So I just think the Vikings get more consistent offensive play. And even though the Patriots defense has been really good the last 5 or 6 weeks, I think the Vikings will run the rock. I'm betting the over player props for Dalvin Cook this week. I think Dalvin Cook goes off for over 100. I think this is going to be an ugly game. I think this is going to be a game with minimal answers from Matt Jones. And we just have to be real. This Patriots offense is lost. And when I look at Matt Patricia versus Kevin O'Connell, when we look at the offensive play calling, I'm going O'Connell here. Vikings -3, make it a money pick. Over, under 42.5. I'm gonna go with an over. I do think the Vikings get 27 points this game. I do think the Vikings are in the 24-27 range, and I do think the Patriots will be able to manufacture stuff, maybe even a Kirk Cousins turnover to get some easy points up on the board. I'm going over the 42.5. I'm not in love with it. My teaser for Thanksgiving is Bills -2.5, Cowboys -2.5. I hope everyone has a great Thanksgiving. I want to thank you guys from the bottom of my heart. This is a gift to be able to do videos with you every week. To the people who support me on Patreon, I appreciate it, man. I hope you have a great Thanksgiving. I hope you eat some food. I hope you win some bets. It's been an awesome year. Let's finish strong this year. We got 7 more weeks of the regular season. We're going to get this money. We're going to keep winning bets, and I am extremely thankful to my audience, thankful to my viewers. And Thanksgiving, let's get the beige. Let's eat some turkey. Let's watch some football. I hope everyone has a great Thursday. Thank you.